What is good, Neo family? It's Rey-Jay back with another video, and in this one, I'm going to be talking about the one and only Neo stock and announce some breaking news as President Joe Biden, the President of the United States, has finally acknowledged Tesla. He also said some very important announcements about the EV sector of the United States that could definitely affect Neo in the future as well. So he did have some very big announcements, which I'm going to show you guys in this video. I'm also going to talk about the latest pieces of news that are affecting Neo and what on earth is Neo's share price doing in terms of technical analysis and what you should be expecting for the rest of this week. Now, before I say anything about Neo's price action, before I talk about what President Joe Biden just said, before I say anything like that, I do have to mention some very important things first. First off, I'm not a financial planner. This is all for educational purposes only, so please do not take this as financial advice. And also, if you guys can, please smash the like button if you want to see more videos like this. It not only benefits me, but it benefits the entire Neo community as a whole. And the last thing is, if you guys can, please check out the Moomoo link down below and in the description. If you do sign up for Moomoo and deposit $100, you're not only going to qualify for up to 5 free stocks, each worth up to $3,500, but you're also going to have the opportunity to win up to $200,000 as Moomoo is giving away 200 grand for the new year. So if you want a chance to win 200 grand, guys, check out the link down below, deposit $100 into Moomoo, and you will have that chance. With that out of the way, let's get on with the video. So looking at Neo, it's currently up right now, up about 2.92%, almost identical to what I told you guys about in my previous video. Now, the thing about the way this company has been moving, there are some very important things I have to talk about that will definitely affect it based off what President Joe Biden just said. So here it is, guys. This is what Joe Biden just said. He finally acknowledged Tesla. And the thing is, there was like a petition signed by 58,000 people, and it took a lot of effort to really get him to finally say something, and he finally did. So what he basically said, and we have the transcript in the bottom because it's a lot, it's a very long video, so I don't want to play the whole video for you guys. Instead, I'm going to just read to you what he just stated. So President Biden stated that since 2021, companies have announced investments totaling more than $200 billion in domestic manufacturing here in the United States, from iconic companies like GM and Ford building out new electric vehicle production facilities to Tesla, our nation's largest electric vehicle manufacturer, to innovative younger companies like Rivian building electric trucks or Proterra building electric buses. Now, another thing is he was questioned a lot about some big issues that are going on. So if you watch the whole video, you're going to see a lot more than just that. He also stated other things, and obviously it's super long, guys. I'm not going to play every single thing he said, but what I'm trying to say is he also talked about the importance of the US going EV, the importance of electric cars taking over the world. He also talked about how he believes global warming is a big problem, and he thinks that one way to do it is by basically investing more in electric companies. And he said it's a global effort. He didn't just say it's an American effort, he said it's a global effort. Once again, he's basically showing that he's very open to other companies like Neo. He's very open to the US becoming super pro EV as Neo plans to basically expand to the US too. So it's a very good sign, guys. Remember, the EV sector in the United States and around the world is growing. And I know you may or may not like this guy. I know whatever you guys may think, and I'm okay with that. You are free to have your own opinion, and I'm free to say, you guys are free to say whatever you want, right? But I just want to put it out there that there are times where you could agree with things he has said. There are times you can disagree with him. That's how I feel about anyone, no matter who they are. I don't just look at the label. I just want to put it out there. He's correct about how big the EV sector is going to be all over the world and how open the US is to really expanding. Like, the US is not just going to manufacture all their cars here in the US, they're also going to allow other companies from other parts of the world to be a part of it too. He did state that, so I just want to put it out there for you guys. And he also said, like I said before, that it's a global effort. It's not just an American effort, it's a global effort. So for Neo, guys, remember, guys, Neo is part of this big spear of companies that are going to be huge going into the future because it's an electric car company that's getting better fundamentally. It's getting bigger, it's getting better, and it's entering all different realms of the world that make me super bullish. Now, another big piece of news is this right here, guys. Before I talk a little bit more about technical analysis, many investors are talking about how Neo is a slam dunk buy under $20. So if Neo does drop below $20, I'm going to talk about that in a little bit in the future, but that's a very good buying opportunity. And a lot of buyers are saying that they're super bullish on Neo, and it's a very good buying opportunity as it drops. Now, here's the thing about this. Other New York Times article journalists, they're basically talking about how, look, electric vehicles are going to be huge in the United States and the rest of the world. Once again, that relates to Neo. Neo put this on their Twitter page because this is going to be a global effort. People don't understand how big this is going to be. It's going to be absolutely massive for Neo. It's going to be very, very huge, and I can't wait for what the future holds. Now, for the short term, though, Neo has been on this channel, on this downward trend, but we are starting to show signs of us reversing out of it. As you guys can see, we bounced off the $19 and $31 level of support. After we bounced off of it, we have a little bit of resistance at this trend line. So here's how I drew this out for you guys. So we have this blue line right here. This blue line right here basically represents the support we have for the short term, or at least the last couple of days. That would be the $22.87 range. Now, you could use a Fibonacci retracement to find these, but I already did that for you. Then we have a gap fill right here at $20.89, guys. So that's another very important level. And if we don't necessarily fill the gap, if we don't like stop right there when we're filling the gap, the lowest I could see us dropping to is $19.22 a share if we were to drop. So what on earth is going on with the market? Right now, guys, a lot of people are anticipating a crash. However, guys, that's very dependent on many factors. And if you look at the VIX is one way you could kind of like have a very good understanding of how the market is functioning. So what happens is, if you look at the max chart of the VIX, basically in 2008, the VIX goes up really high, right? Then the market crashes. Okay. The next time it went up this high was around 2020. That's when the market crashed because of the virus. But then after that, guys, we haven't really seen it spike that high, which is an indicator that we're not necessarily at the market crash point yet. I know a lot of people are saying interest rates are about to rise, the market's in such a bad position. Yeah, it's true. It really is true. The market's not in the best of positions. However, guys, it doesn't seem like we're about to crash right now. So, from the way I see it, and from the way I see Neo, let me bring up the 1 year charts. Like I said before, guys, it seems like there's so many people that have been buying all these puts and they're expecting the market to crash. No, I feel like the market's going to drop, guys. We're going to have a small drop and Neo's going to drop a little bit in the future, but I still see us rebounding and finding a bottom before having another run up before the crash starts. And I've been talking about that run up for quite a bit of time. So, anyways, guys, that's kind of like what we should be expecting for the next month or so. What about for this week? Okay. Now look at this right here. We have CPI data coming out. I know this is very small. It's basically going to be released on February 10th, 2022. On February 10th, guys, we have CPI data. That's going to be the inflationary data. It's going to be for the month of January of 2022. It's going to be released at 8:30 a.m. Now, I'm not sure if that's Eastern time or Pacific time, but I'm sure you guys get the point. On February 10th, which is just a few days away, CPI data comes out. If it's really bad, if inflation's above 7.2% or even 7%, the market could tank, guys. You have to be prepared for that. But if the market does really well, if we don't tank too hard, then we could easily run to the upside and we could look pretty good. So we have two gap fills, right? So there appears to be one right here at the $20 level. If the market crashes hard because of the CPI data being bad, we could definitely fill the gap here. If the market does really well, if inflation isn't as bad, then we could really run up to 27.47 for Neo and fill the gap right over here. So the gap is like right here. You guys see where my cursor is? There's this gap right here. It starts at 25.83, it goes as high as 27. So we could go that high if the data is really good. If it's really bad, if inflation is a big issue, guys, or I'm sorry, it is a big issue, but if it's like it still is really, really bad, then Neo is probably going to drop between, I would say, 21.61 at the highest, and the lowest would be like around 21 flat. So be prepared for that, guys. It could go either way. I can't predict what the CPI numbers are going to be perfectly. Like I could say it really depends on what the numbers are, right? I don't know if it's going to be at 6.9% or 7.1%. I don't truly know that. Okay, I'm not some Houdini that could predict the future or something like that. I don't know. But based off the analysis, those are the two price levels you have to be looking out for the next upcoming days, guys. So, like I said before, be prepared for anything. I'm still very, very bullish for the future of Neo, and don't let numbers like this phase you. With that said and done, I thank you for listening. Have a great, great, great rest of the day, and I'll see you in the next one. Neo to the moon, and peace out.